Hi, I just wanted to let you know how my meeting with my oncologist went yesterday. I quite enjoyed him. He was quite blunt, to the point. Um, and yes, he was talking about a harsh course of treatment from here on out. But he could show me statistical data that gave me some more of a solid prognosis. So we're still waiting for the results from the breast tissue analysis. And the results we're looking for are, we know that the cancer was stimulated by estrogen, so it was estrogen positive. But was it stimulated by progesterone, meaning it was positive, or was it negative? Or was it HER2 positive and HER2 negative, or HER2 negative? And if it's HER2 positive, it had the ability to flick off little sleeper cells that would then bypass a normal lymph node undetected and go and sit in an organ elsewhere in the body. And that cancer or that cell could start to grow years later with a trigger, and a cancer could start, but it would actually be a secondary cancer, and the primary one would have been the breast cancer. So I'm waiting on those results. What he did yesterday was he did two scenarios. What if the results come back negative, and what if they come back positive? And he put my information into a computer program which gave me a percentage chance of the recurrence in the next 10 years. And that recurrence percentage is 6%. So I've got a 94% chance of the cancer not returning in the next 10 years, which I think is quite high, and I'm very happy with. And if I go for his suggested treatments, I will raise that percentage only by 4%. So I'll come out with the cancer will not return in the next 10 years. I have a 98% chance of that not happening. So it'll go from a 94 to a 98% chance. And there will still be a 2% chance or window that it might recur, but I've raised it then to 98%. So the two scenarios are, if the results come back negative, his suggested treatment is 3 months of chemo and 5 years of tamoxifen to shut down the estrogen production. If the results come back positive, his suggested treatment is 6 months of chemo, 1 year of Herceptin, and 5 years of tamoxifen. And I sit now between a rock and a hard place, because the 4% sounds great, and if you're standing in a room of 100 ladies, that's 4 lives that are going to be saved by going through the treatment. But you have to think of the side effects and the body damage, the toxicity, the acidity, the aging effects that those drugs have on the body, both the chemo and the tamoxifen, which shuts off the estrogen or blocks the estrogen receptors and shuts off the estrogen supply. And I just think the side effects are so harsh. Do you go through them or not? And, you could be left with chemo brain, they call it, which means that you can't think properly, you can't express yourself properly, and that might last 2 years, it might last 10 years. Your feet and your hands might have tingling and numbness in them, and various other side effects from the chemo. So I don't know. I look at my kids and it's an easy decision. It's give me the chemo, give me whatever treatment you need. I need to be alive for them. But then I'm also a person, and I'm also alive. And what is my quality of life going to be if the cancer returns, and if I'm living through the side effects of the Western medicine treatment? So that's where I'm at. I haven't made a decision.